she only chose him because Duke ain't want to. If Duke was more than willing to take India seriously, she would have never looked DDG's way. Mind you, Duke doesn't know who the we're gonna be watching this video. DDG's new girl is trying to delete her past. And it's a hello you seen video. He's talking about India love. Let's go.
DDG's new ball, girl, piece, rebound, whatever you want to call it.
DDG's new ball,
steal, touchdown. She's got quite a past, and one of the funniest questions I heard came from this interview clip between her and Speedy Mormon from Complex Magazine. I can't believe I'm saying Complex Magazine.
Bro, the funny thing is, yeah, that's not even his girl. Deadass. I think I bookmarked that TikTok today. You just reminded me. Look at this. Look at this.
Sometimes I gotta break the fourth wall for niggas, right? I have to do this sometimes. You feel me? And I do this sometimes. This is not me beefing. I'm just speaking in general. I'm no longer directing anything. If the shoe fits, wear it. But I have to break the fourth wall for niggas sometimes because y'all don't be knowing that nigga, like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, come on, like, guys.
He said a whole bunch of nothing right there.
Okay, guys. You know what I mean? I don't even have to say anything. You know what I'm saying, guys.
It's a script.
Come on, guys.
It's for content.
I know y'all want me to be this corny, lame nigga that's paying to hang out with girls and this and that and blah, 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 blah. But yeah, I'm not that.
Bro, the funny thing is, we already watched the clip, but bro, they literally say that they're just friends all the time. Every parasocial relationship that everybody's so obsessed with about these streamers, they don't even do nothing crazy. It's really the Clippers that put all these crazy headlines and, you know, they take these little moments and they try to make it into something it's not. And when you tell the viewers, like, hey, we're just friends, like, we're working. Look, he's basically saying I does this, blah, 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 blah. You copped the 304 with 300K miles on. Congrats, G. He talking about her like she's a car. She is. This is Parasocial final boss. You don't know Duke. You don't know India. You don't know what the Duke would have did and what Duke would have not did. Duke did what he did. Because that's how Duke is. India did what she did. Because that's who they are as people, not what you thought they would have did. She's playing Detroit Becomes Human. She thinks there's other storylines and other decision lines that she could click. This is not a game. Deadass. They don't get it. Like, most of this shit is just for the cameras, bro. They just farming. They just farming the parasocials. Deadass. That's not his girl.
That's how far back we go. Complex Media, the magazine, stopped many years ago. So I'm going to play you guys that clip first. And I want you to pay attention and see if you catch it.
What has been, like, the most lucrative for you thus far? Would you say it's, like, music? Would it be, like, OnlyFans? Would it be streaming now?
I think OnlyFans was the most lucrative. But I
really?
stopped.
Oh, you off it now?
I stopped only into these bigger meetings, and like once they hear the words OnlyFans, they kind of just turn the cheek, or like they have a certain perspective about you. Even though my OnlyFans content was very tasteful, it was very artsy. I did it magazine style mostly. Like I was very
tasteful
into making it look art rather than raunchy. So it was like it benefited me very well, but at the same time,
gang, ass pics are ass pics no matter how you take them. Like, literally, no disrespect to India, but like, people don't give up whether it's magazine style or whatever, bro. If somebody's gooned out, they're gooned out.
I just am in a different phase in my life. I'm getting older. I have nephews and nieces. I really give about how they feel about me and what they see about me. And it just kind of like
she's smart.
You know, organically just was like, this doesn't feel right.
For sure.
Yeah.
But it takes a very, like, conscious.
I'm not gonna lie, from like the clips that I've seen about India Love, she's very in tune with her family though. Like super in tune. So she's very like mature for doing that.
A decision to like,
because most people, they get caught up in bro, I'm not gonna lie, you'd be surprised. Some people who you never think would get caught up in that world, they get caught up in it and then they get addicted to the cash flow, right? And they walk away and they realize, damn, they're not gonna make that same money, right? and they're used to living a certain lifestyle because they've been doing it for long enough. You know what I mean? When you see like, damn, I could get like this much money from OnlyFans versus I'm only making this much money on YouTube, or I'm only making this much money working a job, they're going to eventually want to come back to it because it's affording them a specific lifestyle, and then they feel stuck. Do you know what I mean?
Walk away from something that was making you the most bread.
Trust me. Trust me, I know. It wasn't that difficult because I have so much faith in God, and I know like he probably didn't want me to be doing that, and now that I'm not doing that, so I'm gonna get something better, which streaming obviously is like, you know, but yeah, it was bittersweet, but it's more so sweet because now I kind of control my own narrative and people don't have to do like weird shit when it comes to OnlyFans.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking at India, right? I'm really fanned out right now. Like bro, y'all don't understand. This was everybody's crush. Like Tumblr, old Instagram, her being in mad music videos, and now she's streaming. That's tough.
For sure.
Yeah.
Did you catch that? There were two things. Number one,
Girls Be Freshly 18 didn't even try in life and do that. Literally, as soon as their birthday hits, boom.
one is
Rakai Live by. Wait, when did I become a Rakai waiting room? Nah, that is funny as fuck. That's low-key funny, bro. That's funny because I feel like I'm so grown, right? I'm so grown, and I just give grown energy, and I'm like mad chill. Marker, thank you. You see how God works? One person left, 4 people came in. Marker, thank you so much for that raid, bro. Perfect timing. Somebody said Rakai Live by. There you go. Nah, I'm not gonna lie though. You gotta understand, it's just funny because I'm like laid back, and Rakai is like chaotic. You know what I mean? Really just like 2 completely different people. So that's funny that he said that.
is it the music? I was like, wait, hold on, what? Now, I remember India Love when she first blew up, and she was like one of these like fit T girls back in like 2014, 15.
Yeah.
And then I think it was
grown vibes. Like I'm saying, like I'm not like I got childish energy, but we grown though. Like we talk about grown, we just like move grown. But then again, bro, I'm not gonna lie. Now that I'm really thinking about it, when we were kids, we had like kids, if that makes sense. There's no kid anymore. So like all the kids are watching the grown people. Damn, y'all didn't have no cartoons? What the did you grow up on? Did you watch any shows? Did y'all have any like kids entertainment? Y'all probably just watched Coco Melon and went straight into a Kai Cenat stream. Dead ass. What do y'all be watching? Oh my God. I was like, of course you grown at 39. Come on, bro.
yeah, it was Game that was with her. She was like 18, 19 at the time.
Huh?
And then I think it was Game that was with her. She was like 18, 19 at the time, the Game, the rapper. And then Ian Connor got another girl called India Marie, I think it was, who had like a bunch of tattoos, and he blew that girl up. And I confuse those two all the time. But Speedy is such a polite guy that he asked her about music. He's like, was it the music? Brother, I had to look up the monthly listeners of India Love. I would like you guys to also just guess how much monthly listeners Ruby Rose has, right? Because Ruby Rose is the it girl right now. You could say that. Like, she's not as clouded because she's not doing the whole streaming
I don't think she's the it girl
thing, but she's popping.
She's definitely popping, but she's not the it girl.
Rapper. She was a double XL freshman, if you didn't know. Maybe Mandela effect for you. She's got 238,000 monthly listeners. She had one big song, like Big Mouth.
What?
That did like 20.
What? Gang. 238K? That's never being on, gang. I'm not gonna lie. The it girl used to be Ice Spice, but she not the it girl no more.
Something million streams.
You
Guess
never heard that Big Mouth song?
how much India Love has. Keep in mind, Speedy asked her, like, yo, was it the music that was
Like
the most
50,000.
profitable? That's the biggest meme I've ever heard. Anybody that's a big figure in music, the music is the least profitable thing for the most part. Unless you're Russ, then it's the most profitable. Or 21 Savage. India Love, drumroll please, has 1,500 monthly listeners.
What?
Yes, you heard that correctly. 1,500.
Yeah, but nobody's like thinking about India Love as an artist. They just thinking about her as like a video vixen, as just like a beautiful face.
100.
They're not really thinking about her like anything
We're not
else.
Gonna shortchange her on that. She's got a couple of songs from way back. They tried to make her an artist. It failed miserably. They were trying to drop music for her in 2018. Keep in mind, this was the era where they thought they could make anybody an artist. This is when the
Stunna Sandy? Nah, low-key, she going up right now.
when Bad Baby blew up, which just goes to show.
Nah, Bad Baby got motion.
As much as you want.
She actually got music motion.
Call Bad Baby trash, who she absolutely watched that girl Alabama Barker this year. We don't even know what happened to her. But you could call her trash, but they tried to make India Love blow up, and that did not work at all. 1,500 monthly listeners. So he continues on. He's like, oh, why didn't you keep doing? And then she admits with the truth, saying OF was the most profitable thing. He's like, oh, why didn't you keep doing that? Like, yeah, are we encouraging that? Come on now. But anyway, she's like, it's I was trying to do it artsy, and this is every single person or girl
What's good,
that does
AJ?
OF. They all try to make it seem like they're not doing OF as bad as everybody.
No, I'm not gonna lie. Girls be like, yeah, I'm a business owner. I do hair, I do lashes, I do nails, I do real estate, and then I do OnlyFans. And they like to be so hesitant. They be like, yeah, and I be doing like OnlyFans. But OnlyFans be like 90% of the income. And they be saying that last, literally.
Else. So they're like, yeah, I'm just posting
I'm
what
an
I was posting on
entrepreneur.
IG. Like, that's what Ruby Rose says. Or her, she's like, yeah, but I was doing it tastefully. So, she wasn't just posting what she was posting on IG. I don't think there are any fully nude photos of Bad Baby or Ruby Rose. I think they were just posting what they would post on IG. Maybe like even closer to the edge of what would get banned on IG. India Westbrook, India Marie, I think she was bare on there. I think she was bare before she even got on OF. So that's why she's like, oh no, I was doing like kind of artsy. What do you mean artsy? She's just saying I wasn't on the level of those other hoes, because there's levels to this, right? Like you've got what, NBA first team.
That's how I kind of interpreted it. Like she's not getting
NBA All Defense, NBA MVP, Finals MVP.
Nah, he really did research for the video.
Right? You've got All Stars, you've got rookies. All of that's a rookie.
Bare
of the
is
year.
the right
So
word.
she's saying,
Gang, you looked up India Loves OnlyFans? Come on, bro.
and like, I'm not balling on LeBron's level. I was barely in the G League. Well, actually, no, she was in the league. Ruby Rose, she's like in the G League. She's like, I'm not fully going in there yet. But you're all professionals. That's the thing. That's what everybody just looks at you. Oh, you do OF. And this is what she talked about. Oh, she quit OF. This is the thing. You don't quit OF. It's like you don't quit escorting. You don't quit doing a bunch of other things. Like, for example, you don't quit being a cuck. Like if somebody, like there are a bunch of social media personalities now that have sprung up in the past 10 years that have all admitted to getting cucked and agreeing to it, not just like their girl cheats on them or something. So for these people, you don't get to say, oh, nah, like I used to be that, I'm not that anymore. No. This is like paperwork. You're like, for example, you're a felon. You're a felon for life. Unless your record gets expunged, all these other things, technicalities.
He's yapping.
Like,
He's yapping. He's yapping.
Something like that. It's so far beyond anyone else. So you're still OF. You're an OF forever. But I think she's talking about opportunities, and I do like that I do like her candor here, and she's saying like, hey,
imagine your pics being out there forever. I mean, nowadays on the internet is not that big of a deal. I'm gonna keep it a buck. It's a lot of people who do this shit. What really sucks is like when you put yourself out there and nobody looks at that shit. So you have to you remember that time on Twitter when it doesn't happen like that anymore because they like cracked down on it. But one point, Twitter was the Wild Wild West. You would literally have to watch. You couldn't just click a tweet and look in the responses because it'd be an OnlyFans girl responding with a video, and she responded like 30 tweets a day with the same video, literally under every single post. Somebody could say, I'm having the worst day of my life. I hate myself. And it could go viral. You will see, I'm an 18-year-old with the fattest in Wisconsin, and then it'll be a video of her getting crushed. And nobody asked to see that. That's the worst experience ever, bro. When nobody's asking to see yours and you're forcing it in everybody's face, crazy.
Been holding me back. It's got a stigma, and I'm willing to sacrifice that income to pursue this entertainment thing. And I respect this, what India Love is doing here, more than I respect some thought that, like, for example, one of those chicks that's like, oh, I'm quitting OF because now I'm a Christian, or now I'm a Muslim, or now I found God. At least she's
That's
not
the pipeline.
grifting God. That's the thing. At least right here, she's saying like, yeah, I quit that because I want to pursue entertainment and I want to be taken seriously. At least you're saying like you still want the attention. Because this is another thing, like India Love was getting so much money back then. Like it was disgusting the amount of bags they were handing out. Because
she's still getting money though.
I think when she was an IG girl, the way a market works, there weren't many of her back then. So they had to pay sky high prices for her. Now there are so
I'm not gonna lie, she looks so good right here. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I love India Love. That's all I'm gonna say. I love her. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Reminiscing on the aura? No, I'm not gonna lie. It be some girls that be too bad. Like she too bad for me. Like I'm not gonna lie. I know that sound crazy. Like gang, what the f are you talking about? But it's some girls where it's like you just too bad, and it's like you just too intimidating. I'm not gonna lie. Like we are not in the same elo. You know what I mean? Like you a S rank, and I'm like a B rank. Like no.
So the price goes down for everybody, unless you're like the top dog. But even then, I don't think they're paying as much as they used to pay because there are so many other options, and the conversions are different. Like people are more accustomed to things now versus like back then. A lot's changed, but I'm not gonna turn this into a whole freaking e-commerce lesson. Oh man, I pay attention to too many things. But a certain individual wasn't too happy.
Are you serious?
With this, who decided to call her out.
Wasn't there a fan who tried to pay for her shopping items, but the card declined? What the Midnight? I'm doing good today, man. Welcome in. How are you doing, my boy? That's the real question. I'm feeling great. Nizzy a Z rank? Come on, bro.
This guy McQueen, who has collabed with DDG in the past.
A certain perspective about you. Even though my OnlyFans content was very tasteful, it was very artsy, I did it
I'm already now, bitch. You're a only like his voice, now, bitch. You're a hoe. It's nothing tasteful about being a hoe. Your is online. Watch, he's gonna say something like that. He's gonna say some out of pocket. Watch. It's coming.
I had to replay to make sure I heard that right. Did she just say, even though my content was very tasteful on OnlyFans? That's like saying I make healthy food at Burger King, or I make healthy food, even though I'm making healthy food at McDonald's. What? What are we talking about? What?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm too good with this shit. I'm not gonna lie, I think that's one of my strengths. My impersonations be too on point.
Doesn't even make sense. I don't care how tasteful you think it was. You want OnlyFans popping that? What are we talking about? Even though if you're not, I get it, okay? Because I think what she's trying to say is that, you know, she wasn't nobody. She probably wasn't spending on no dildos or nothing like that. She probably wouldn't get, you know,
what?
Pile drive by BBCs and all types of crazy shit. Maybe that's what she means, all right? And she probably was just like posted up with the, you know what I'm saying, probably had the nails done and the tattoos and the eccentric angles to make it look really artsy, you know? All right? Maybe had some money sprayed on her thigh.
That's crazy.
Know? And just a snapshot picture of that, you know? Maybe with a nice backdrop. That's what she's talking about, chat, you know? Maybe that figure, you know how they get the side profile of the figure, all right? And the rump just going, you know what I'm saying? And then she kind of just doing one of these with the silhouette behind her. That's the artsiness she's talking about, Chad. However, you're still naked. All right? You selling.
I told you.
You're selling.
I told you.
You're selling. All right? I know what I'm talking about because I've dealt with these artsy before. I see the lies and the
shout out to all the artsy girls, man. I love y'all, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Hit my line, bro. Listen, it ain't nothing wrong with look, it ain't nothing wrong with being artsy. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm gonna say this though. If you talk to a girl and you go to her room and there's a tapestry in that room, run. That's all I'm gonna say. If you see a tapestry, get out of there. But shout out to the artsy girls be chilling. They
tell themselves, yeah, I take artsy content, okay? Yeah, I do it very tasteful, all right?
Exactly.
It's the same. Once you see certain archetypes, so you see it all. You've seen it all right?
I think this guy's got a good point. We tend to think we're a lot more special than we really are, but we fall into certain buckets. Except for me, of course. I'm the most special person that there is in the world. And that's the thought that every single
what's my archetype?
one of us has. That's the irony.
Yo, what's my
But,
archetype,
yeah,
bro?
he's right.
Yeah, I feel like he said his piece. Let me skip.
Streaming and entertaining and having a talk, I don't think that's something Ruby Rose could do. I don't think people would sit there and watch Ruby Rose. And India Love is somebody that's able to sustain a viewership. It's not like, oh, the clips that are going viral.
Now, I'm not gonna lie. One thing that I like about India Love is that it's really a lot more that meets the eye with her. Like, a lot of people think she's just this pretty face. Bro, she's actually like really relatable. She doesn't really have an ego. She's not afraid to try shit. She's nice. She's embracing. I think that's the biggest thing, though. A lot of girls who are like baddies or whatever, they're Instagram models and everybody's trying to crack. They're not very embracing of people. Do you know what I mean? She's very embracing.
Of course,
your archetype is. I'm sorry, that was rude. That what?
Her dancing with DDG and the storyline between her and DDG. Man,
nah, that's crazy. What the was? How was I ever given? That's crazy. What did I do?
Ever pops, this is also another problem. They cross-pollinated fan bases. So if she pops out with some other dude, that fan base is gonna turn up. And the streaming fan base is not really like the YouTube fan base. But I think here, one of the funniest things was him asking her about the music. But I wonder what these meetings are. Like, is it meetings for reality shows? Because we've got other people on.
Yeah, wasn't she a part of some reality shows?
And I think she will be the first second generation, not it girl. I don't want to say thought because that's a little bit too disrespectful. I would say like second generation. She's innovating. Like, for example, DDG, he was the vlog generation, and then he pivoted, and now he pivoted to rapper, and then he pivoted to streamer. So he's managed to capture this new generation of audience that's growing up. I think India Love might be one of the first to do that as a chick that people thirst over. Like, for example, Black China, she had her era. It was cooked. It was done. New young blood, if you want to call it that. They're not looking at Black China like, yo, Black China. They're not looking at
what happened to Black China, bro? Oh my god. You gonna lurk? Bet. Bro, do you remember back in 2017, Black China was the method. She was the literal method. If you paid her 50 bands, she would pop out and be in a fake relationship with you. The blogs would post you, your numbers would go up. Cardi did it. YBN Almighty J did it. It got to a point where she became too accessible, right? And then she started letting bums act like she was dating them, like Kid Boo. That was when it dried up. It was like, all right, bro, you letting anybody, like, you know what I mean? You giving up your energy to anybody, like, you giving community ball.
Amber Rose, like, yo, Amber Rose. They're looking at Ruby Rose and whatever these other chicks are. But with India Love, a lot of these young bucks are looking at it like, yo, India Love. And they were doing the same thing 10 years ago. So this might be the first, like, second generation superstar in this that we've seen. Unless there's another one you could name that isn't doing explicit content like getting smashed on.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think she's trying to delete her past. I think she's just keeping it a buck and she's just trying to rebrand herself. Your archetype is strong-minded person who's determined to knock down the wall to reach his goals, but on the dark side, you stay off topic sometimes. Nah, facts. Enable eye tracker. Gang, there was nothing to even look at in this video. I'm not gonna lie.